You should now have all the musical elements in your score. What is left to do is to space the staves out and then to add the text and the graphics in between. Making space for text involves a little thought about how staff spacing works in Sibelius. Whenever you've been short of space in the last 3 lessons, you've used optimized staff spacing to get Sibelius to automatically make enough space for you. Like magnetic layout, Sibelius thinks not just about space, but also about other publishing rules such as alignment and consistency, which give your scores a professional look. In this worksheet, however, the spacing is anything but aligned and consistent, so again you need to override Sibelius's default settings, another example of why this worksheet is advanced score layout. You can move staves in Sibelius relative to one another by simply dragging them. Try not to do this in a regularly laid out score, because Sibelius will probably do a better job automatically, but in this case you need to. Click the Question 2 staff and drag it down. Notice that its position moves relative to the staff above. All staves below move with it, while the staff above stays in the same position. As you drag the second staff further and further down the page, you will notice a point where the staves jump. That is, they respace themselves automatically to fit to the bottom of the page. This is called staff justification, and Sibelius does it to avoid having staves where about 3/4 of the page are full and there's an empty space in the rest. It actually looks better for the page to be full of music. In this case, though, you want to have absolute control over the spacing, so you're going to need to turn staff justification off. To do this, go to the Layout tab in the ribbon and click the Dialog Launcher button in the Staff Spacing group. Change the Justify Staves value to 100%. In other words, you're telling Sibelius to never justify the staves. Then click OK and try dragging the staves again. You'll find that you have absolute control now. You can drag the staves into approximate positions by eye, allowing space for the text that you're about to add. If you'd like to know the exact measurements used in the score that you're copying from, turn on Staff Rulers again and check the measurements list in your book. The correct text style to use for the questions is plain text. You'll find this in the Text Styles gallery in the General section. Click above Question 1 to place it and write the question. When you've finished typing, press Escape and adjust the position of the question if you need to. Then add 4 more pieces of plain text for the names of the intervals underneath the staff. You can then align the 4 pieces of text in a row by selecting them. In this case, I'm using Sibelius's Lasso Select by holding down Shift on a Windows computer or Command on a Mac and then dragging a box around the text. And then I'm going to press the Align in a Row shortcut, which is Ctrl and Shift and R, or Command and Shift and R on a Mac. You can add the text for questions 2 to 5 in the same way. For the answer lines, press the underscore button, which is Shift and minus. The text which you'll need to do differently is the boxed text, to the right of question 3. Not only is it boxed, but it's also justified within the box. The boxed text style is also again found in the General section of the Text Styles gallery. Once you've selected it, add it in your score and start typing until the text reaches the edge of the page, and then stop, even if you haven't finished typing all of the text. Press Escape to stop editing the text and drag the text box so that you can see all 4 corners. Then drag the bottom right-hand corner in and down to create an approximate square shape for your text. You can now double-click the text to continue editing it and complete the given text. To justify the text, select it and then choose Justify Text, which is found in the Format group under the Text tab on the ribbon. Finally, resize the box until the text fits snugly and move it to the correct position on the score. As well as being able to edit the text in the Text tab of the ribbon, you can also edit advanced settings in the inspector. These are studied in detail in the higher Sibelius courses, but you should have a look at these options now in case they're useful in any of your projects in the meantime. There is more detail about them in your book.